Alright, there we go. Now I'm recording for the VOD over on YouTube. But yeah, we're going to be playing some more of the Crew 2, trying to unlock some cars. Get as many cars ready for the Crew Motorfest as possible, so that when that game comes out, we can just import things over. And we'll be ready to go with all the cars. Hey Hyper, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. I was going to stream a lot more this past week, but there was a lot of hectic stuff that happened. Shoot, I should have turned off the in-game music first, so that way it's easier to edit. Let's hop right into the game here. In the meantime, can I... Oh, I did not. Yeah, there we go. And let's turn off the voices while we're at it. I tried turning them back on, but it's just... I just can't stand listening to some of the cheesy dialogue. I might have lost my controller, rip. How did you lose your controller? Yes, there we go. Now we are ready to stream. My vertical recordings seem to be doing good in everything. Actually, you know what? Before we get started, I wanted to check out and see how my shorts are doing. Almost like a live reaction type thing, but not really. My Windows Defender does not like OBS browser web pages. Yes, I allow access to OBS web pages. It's not a virus, I promise you, Windows Defender. Will this show up over the thing? I'll just do this. So I've been I haven't been able to stream at all this past week, and I'll get into why in a bit. But the shorts seem to be doing all right. Like a couple hundred views, that's not bad, especially when you consider that, like, well, the VODs obviously do terrible because who wants to watch 3 hours of a stream that already happened? But like when I would post like regular clips, it would probably get like 50 views. That was about it. But and this most recent one's sort of like on the high end of what that was like. But yeah, I've been sort of experimenting with shorts. You can see for the most part, I just post them, and then like YouTube shows like everyone them for like a few minutes, and then it like flatlines and stuff, which I've heard is pretty standard for shorts. So let's see, 3 a.m. Yeah, for some reason it loves to show my clips to people at like 3 a.m. and stuff. It's like, why? Oh, I'm also covering up my thing. Oh no, you see my Steam dashboard. You can see what games I play. Oh no. But yeah, you can see like I uploaded this at 9 p.m. because in previous shorts it showed them at 9 p.m. but this time it waited until like 3 a.m. and it showed it to like 500 people, and then it flatlined after that. What about this one? Was that the one I just clicked on? I'm not sure. Yeah, same here. Like it waited until like 7 a.m. then it showed it to like 200 people. But that's just like how it is for shorts from what I can tell. This one I uploaded at 4 p.m. and this is why I sort of tried to release it at 9 p.m. because you can see for like the first few hours it was public, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So like for 4 hours, it basically got 0 views. And then suddenly at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., they showed it to like 400, 500 people. And then it flatlined. So shorts are weird. I don't know. They seem to be doing all right. I'm happy with the quality of the shorts. And I've been posting those to TikTok as well. Not really sure how to judge success on TikTok, but I think I've been getting many more views on YouTube than anything. What happened? What the actual flip happened to the UI in the Crew 2, or what? Oh, the new Xbox UI. You're talking about this? Or did I not like... Do I need to update my Xbox? Updates. There we go. No console update available. Oh, and I'm just back in. Okay. I know they did update it a bit to show more of like the background. Like the background image. Oh, also I changed my background image to those floating green orbs or specks or whatever. I think it looks pretty. Oh, you're a beta tester. Oh, well, yeah, that would explain it. Well, some people online, you see, have been complaining about how many things, like, covered the banner. Even dinos go green in the South Pacific. Los Angeles, Santa Monica. Dino? What? I need to find a green dino near Santa Monica. Well, I don't know. I don't know where that is. Am I even near it? Like Santa Monica? I'm in LA. That's San Bernardino. Bel Air? Santa Barbara? I don't know. Fresno. I got some relatives in Fresno, but I don't know where the green dino is. Santa Monica. Oh, is that like near the beach? I would think I would see a green dinosaur if it was like big or something. I don't know. This is probably a waste of time. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we've got some new information on the Crew Motorfest. They sort of clarified, said that like basically it's going to import all the cars that are available and not like that every car is going to be available at launch. So, for example, I don't know, maybe the M6 GT3 isn't in the game at launch, but maybe it'll be released in like a few months after launch or something. So if you do the crew import at launch, then it won't have the car in the game yet because it's not there, but it'll be imported when it gets released into the game. So yeah, that makes more sense than just having like every single car ever in the Crew 2 available instantly. Especially when you think about how many licenses and stuff they have. I want to get rid of that stupid thing. Let's just pin some stuff and unpin some stuff. That'll get rid of it. Yeah. So yeah, we might not have every single car in the game in the Crew 2 in there, but supposedly it will be in there. Well, most of the stuff will be in there eventually. I did hear somewhere that like boats and planes will be in the Crew Motorfest, but then they haven't like shown anything about like airplanes or boats. So I don't know. It's weird. Like they didn't show any planes at E3. They didn't show any boats at E3. They just showed like a bunch of cars. Yeah, I saw you playing some of the Crew 2 the other day. It's a fun game. I love the progression. That's going to be what I'm looking forward to most in Motorfest in the Motorfest beta is what's the progression like? Because that's the reason why I'm playing this game and not Forza. Yeah, you can see we've got like 3 cars you can get here if you really go hard on the live summit. All of these like are forced vehicles though, so like I can't put better parts in them. It gives you the standard version of the cars. So I think the amount I can really improve on my score is pretty limited. But hey, I'll just stick. I'll be happy with the Ferrari if I don't get anything else. I mean, heck, just an extra bike would probably be good since I don't really do a lot of motocross stuff. It is motocross, right? Yeah. I mean, I've done all of them on easy, but that's all I've bothered to do. But yeah, it'll be super cool to have like Toyota cars. I've already talked about why I'm excited for the Toyota cars in the past. Because I have more experience with those cars. Is Hyundai in here? I don't know if Hyundai is in the Crew Motorfest or in the Crew 2. What am I even doing? Catalog. Honda. I don't see it. So Honda's the other car brand that I am familiar with. We've got a lot of this stuff to do. We've got these United States cities stuff we can do. The other thing I need to do before we get to the Crew Motorfest is I still have a few stories in here to do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cars to unlock via stories. And then there's some vanities. That's the thing they announced that I was surprised by. Apparently a bunch of vanities are getting brought over too with the import, so. I've reached icon 60, nice. Wow, that was like nothing. This stuff is just like a bunch of driving around the map. So I don't know. If you want, we can do this. You can do this with me, Hyper. Because this is like the main thing I need to do. We still have like events, but events don't really give you cars. I need to get the cars. After a real long trek, I finally made it from El Salvador to the US, arriving in the town of El Paso. I first found a place to stay in a trailer park, even though I, of course, did not have a car. Find the trailer in the trailer park located in El Paso. So let me just take a look at the image. So we've got, it's just off that corner, and it's the second trailer, sort of in between two trailers. So let's find El Paso on the map. I think El Paso is in Texas. Right, like on the border. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, what do you know? So this is the little corner I was looking at, and then it should be this trailer right here. And I can get directions straight to it. Now, since it's the first one, I can actually fast travel. I don't have to drive from where I am. I can just fast travel straight to it. There. Luckily, there's a hypercar event here that I can just fast travel to. And then we can go right here. So, yeah, Hyper, if you want to do this with me, what you want to do is open the menu. Do you have the stories thing here? If you have stories, then go there. Otherwise, you can go to activities, Motorflix, and American Legends. And then I'm doing high and lows. You click on that and then pin it. You need to pin the objective in order to like confirm the locations when we get to them. And then when you get here, you hold A to validate the story step. That's why you need to have the objective pinned. So step 1 out of 12 is done. My first job was a taco joint in Hollowbrook. As a short order cook. A long commute. When one has no means of transportation, yes. I was in America, and I had to get some wheels, be truly independent. Travel from El Paso, far southwest of Dallas, to the taco joint located in Holbrook between the Grand Canyon and Meteor Crater, with any ground vehicle. So Grand Canyon and the Meteor Crater. I'm just sort of looking around in the southwest here. The Meteor Crater. Where's the Meteor Crater? I'm also unsure a bit about where exactly the Grand Canyon is. There's the cemetery in Big Land. Very creative name. Big Land. There's the Grand Canyon. Okay, we found the Grand Canyon, and I think the meteor crater is to the southeast of that. Yeah, here we go. So meteor crater, Grand Canyon, so it's down here. Hallbrook, I found Hallbrook. I didn't take a good look at the picture though, so details. Okay, it's near an intersection. Mountains in the background. Okay. Looks like a parking lot behind it. And yeah, it looks like this is it right here. Mexican and American tacos. Hey. And now voila, we have a waypoint that goes directly to where we need to go. Now, I did a little bit of this the other day, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me before, but doing these sort of stories in an Alpha GP car might actually be the meta. Because you can get really high speeds in these cars, and if we're traveling across country, then we want to go fast. Okay, that's a weird waypoint. But yeah, it won't be... It's not abnormal to go like 16 miles. Between story steps. But look how fast we can go. So fast. Now, Alpha GP cars aren't that great. Well, if you crash. But also, they aren't that great if you go off-road. So if we need to go through the desert or something, which has been a thing you've needed to do in some of these stories, then it's not going to be that great. I think it tops out at 100 miles per hour. But when you look at the acceleration and sheer speed this thing goes, pretty good. Grab the wheel, drive around. Nice. I love getting rewarded for playing the game. So yeah, we'll see how much I love the Crew Motorfest when the closed beta comes out. I did register for it, so I don't imagine why I wouldn't be invited to it. But you can get, you can stream if you're accepted into the Motorfest closed beta. So it's like, it's much better than previous years where you've had to like sign an NDA. So I'll be able to stream it. Yay. But the progression's the big thing I want to see. Like, how similar is the progression to the Crew 2? Is there a point in like playing a race once you've unlocked certain things? I just want to be able to have like all this content, this juicy content, and just absolutely like, you know, be able to play this for hours and hours after I've done the main races and finished the main stories. apparently I don't know my United States. Well, it doesn't help that they don't have, you know, the states labeled on here. Though, that's probably because it's not actually the entire United States. It's just like, you know, the United States plus, you know, with the most famous parts of it. Basically just the highlights of the US. I think part of the reason why I know geography of the US semi-well is because I tend to, you know, I'm really invested in politics and IRL. Like, I pay attention to, like, you know, Senate races and House races and presidential races and all that. I don't talk about it in streams because that's not what, I don't want to be like Hassan or Ben Shapiro, you know. That's not what I want my stream to be about. I want my stream to be about games, you know. But I think that's sort of why I know my geography pretty well. Because I'm into politics, and I always did well in like U.S. government in like in high school. You had to take like a U.S. government class or something. Let's see. The buddy I was staying with in a trailer park, my Mano, almost said Mando, kind of reminded me of the Mandalorian, told me about a nice car sold cheap by Ramon, a gas station owner in Amarillo. Well, cheap it was, and nice. Only if you liked the Rust Bucket Rex. Well, okay. Travel from Hallbrook, I'm probably butchering that, to the gas station. North of Dallas. Let's find the town first. Oh, it's a pretty good sized town, so don't travel there. I just want to set a waypoint before I actually look at the picture. So we found the town. It's a pretty big town. It looks like it's around a bunch of shipping containers. That's like the main thing. It's near an intersection. And it looks like to be like a brick house sort of in the background, and like an office building to the right. And maybe, I think that's a parking garage to the right of that. So that should be enough information. Okay, there's the brick house. There's the office building. Yeah, and that is a parking garage. Okay. So we're looking at it from this perspective. There's the shipping containers, and there's the gas station. Now, is that the exact place I need to be? Yeah, it looks like just the front of the gas station. Okay, we got this. Yay. That's what I like about these stories, you know? It's nice and chill, you know? Some of them can be tricky to figure out at first, but once you figure out where to go, it's just some chill driving. You know, I was sitting down yesterday thinking about what games I wanted to play, and I was like, you know what? I'd like to just sit down and play a game where I just drive. And I was like, wait a second, I got all these stories to do in the crew too. So I ended up finishing one of the other stories last night. And these take a while, you know? Not because it's hard, but it just takes, you know, time to find all the locations and drive the 15, 20 miles in between, you know? Some people would say that's sort of like just padding out gameplay, but I kind of like stuff like this, where it's not hard, it just takes time, and you get rewarded with new cars. So hey, I'll happily take it. I like games that reward you for playing the game, and, you know, it's fine to have stuff that rewards skill, but rewards for skill shouldn't be the end-all be-all, you know? You should have rewards for people that just play the game too, you know? That just enjoy the game, that choose to spend, people that choose to spend their free time with your product. I think that's also pretty cool. I wonder how they'll handle updates in the Crew Motorfest. Like, is it going to be live summits and stuff and seasons like in the Crew 2? I'm not entirely sure. Because in the gold version and the ultimate version of the Crew Motorfest, they have like the 1-year pass where you get like 3 cars at the beginning, and then they release 2 cars per month. So are they going to do that, or are there also going to be like, there's got to be like new events and stuff too, right? Like new races and whatnot. I don't know, it's weird. They wouldn't like make airplanes and boats an update, right? It's just weird that, like, I saw in like a video, there's this Crew 2 YouTuber I follow, who's very reputable, and, you know, it's apparently been confirmed that there will be planes and boats and stuff, but there's been like nothing in the game gameplay that's been shown that shows it off. Like, it really like they had like early gameplay footage because Ubisoft invited them, or not invited them, they gave them a copy to like for the intro to the Crew Motorfest. And the intro to the game looks very much like, or it reminds me a lot of Forza Horizon, in the sense that it shows you different types of racing, and none of them were boats or helicopters. Boats or planes, none of that was in there. It was all regular racing, where you had like nitro and stuff. It was a Lamborghini specific section. There was a classical section where you didn't have a GPS and you didn't have any nitro. There was Alpha GP, which didn't have any nitro, but had tire wear as well. So you had to go to the pit stops and stuff. Off-roading. So it showed all that stuff, but no planes, no boats or anything. But somehow it's been confirmed that they're going to be in there. Maybe there's only going to be like a handful of planes or boats, or it'll just be like a side thing rather than like the main event, like they are in the Crew 2. Like, you know, maybe there won't be like a whole discipline for airplanes, but you can unlock a helicopter to go around the island or something. Or you can unlock a speedboat to like check out the ocean. But I mean, like, I mean, that sort of makes sense, right? I mean, it's like I was saying in my previous Crew 2 streams, like, how much boat stuff can you really do in like an island, you know? It's an island, you could drive a boat around the island, and that's about it. So maybe like boats aren't like a discipline, or they aren't a category, but maybe you can unlock them. I don't know. I feel like the same could be said probably for airplanes, but I don't know. It feels like you can do a bit more with airplanes. All right, next step. My Mano put in a lot of work, helping me get the old rudder running. Hey, he wanted me out of his place. Thanks to my car, I became a night watchman in a boat storage in Port Isabel in the Gulf of Mexico. So travel from Armillo to the boat storage dock in Port Isabel. Looks like there's cranes. Oh, I think I've been to that yacht for another one of the stories. Like one of the first stories, I think you went to that yacht. So it's sort of in the middle. Looks like there's a bridge or a long dock that goes out into the water. And there's like a yellow crane, a white crane, and then the space is right next to it. So Port Isabel to the extreme south. Extreme south of the Gulf of Mexico. That's weird phrasing. I think that basically means it's like way down here. Port Isabel, yeah. So it's like the southmost part of the map. And then this looks like a long bridge that goes along the water. There's the yellow crane. Did I just misjudge where this white thing was? Is it actually... Let me take another look at the picture. Okay, yeah. So that is the right place. I just thought that tower was a crane. Noodle lives a lavish life in a yacht. Oh man, that would be something. If I did live in a yacht, though, I wouldn't have to cover up my windows. There wouldn't really be anything to see if, or anything to worry about if the only thing outside my windows was like the ocean. Also, I wonder if it would even be possible to like get a stable live stream going on a yacht. You might be able to use Starlink, but I think Starlink only works if you're like in a permanent spot. I don't think you can actually take it on a boat or be mobile with it. I don't know how that works. All I know is that it's much more expensive than I thought it was going to be, and so I lost interest in it. I mean, the idea of getting a good internet connection like anywhere in the world with like a satellite is very cool. But it was like, I remember looking at the internet prices, and it was a decent amount more than my current internet connection. And in addition to that, you had to buy like the satellite dish that you would have to mount, which I think it was $200 or something last time I checked. So $200 plus a much more significantly more expensive plan. I mean, hey, if you live in like North Dakota or if you live in Montana or wherever, if you live in the middle of nowhere and that's your only option, then hey, I'm glad it exists for you, but if you got fiber like me, then there's literally zero reason to get it. Heck, even without fiber, I think I would still rather not get it. Actually, it's not. The thing about fiber is that once they do the upgrade in your area for fiber internet, the cheapest internet you can get is actually really good for a really good price. Like the lowest plan you can get from my ISP if you have fiber is 100 up and 50, or 100 down, 50 up. 50 megabits per second up. And 100 megabits per second down. Which is really good. That's like beyond anything I could ever really need, right? And that's the cheapest plan. And technically, since our homeowners association made a deal with our ISP to get fiber installed in our neighborhood, technically the homeowners association pays for the basic internet and TV package. So yes, we're paying for the HOA fees and stuff, but technically we're not paying for our internet and TV. And it's significantly better than like many areas around us, which don't have fiber, because we had this like deal made. I talked about in the past, but like, you know, not to brag, but I sort of got the ball rolling on that. But yeah, I mean, it's actually, I don't see like there any reason for me to upgrade at all. Like this ISP doesn't have like data caps or anything anyway. So we can use the 100 down, 50 up as much as we want. And even if you have like a family of 4, you know, you're all using the internet at once. That's still like, what, 25 megabits per second per user. Of course it doesn't like, you know, it doesn't always divide nicely like that, but still, like, Twitch has a max bit rate of 6,000 megabits per second. Kick has a maximum of 8,000 kilobits per second, which is what I'm streaming at now. So that's roughly like 8 megabits per second, so I'm using like less than a fifth of the upload speed that I can go at. And I don't know. Downloads I don't really care about. I'm fine waiting for like games to download and stuff. That's not a big deal to me. I mean, it's fast enough so that games don't download overnight, you know? Maybe if it's a really big game, it'll take like an hour or two, depending on how big it is. But downloads have never really been an issue for me. My thing has always been upload speed, so that it's good enough for me to stream. So I've got plenty of upload speed. We're all good. So I'm happy. Looks like we're coming right up to the corner here. Yeah, this isn't the best car for like driving in a town. But it felt like that went by pretty fast, right? Just going down those highways at top speeds, I think, is really the benefit here. I honed my skills, my English, and my double R. Many hours of night school landed me a job at a high-tech company in South LA, in the Westminster area. Many hours in the double R enabled me to drive there. Yeah, Xbox updated yesterday at 6 a.m. Yeah. Well, I just checked mine and it didn't have any updates, so I think it's just you're in the beta program. Travel from Fort Isabel to this high-tech company located in Westminster, LA. So, Voso looks like there's a field next to it. There's a pyramid. I think that should be good. Let's see. We zoom in just to see the districts. There's Westminster. There's the pyramid. And there's the high-tech company. Wow. You know it's a high-tech company when they have the words high-tech company on the sign. Jeez. Sure, Microsoft's a high-tech company, but do they have the words high-tech company on their sign? That's what I thought. Now to drive 50 miles from Texas to LA. This is why I'm using an Alpha GP car. Man. I'm telling you, some of the drives in these stories can be quite long. But hopefully having like a really fast, good handling Alpha GP car like makes it worth it. Like 250 miles per hour. I mean, you can do the math on that, like how long it takes to drive 50 miles at 260 miles per hour. Actually, you know what? I probably don't need to do the math. I can ask Google. Hey Google, how long does it take to drive 50 miles at 250 miles per hour? Google didn't know, but he found some results on search. My Google Home's across the room. I can't even see the search results. Did that actually save? My vertical thing, the keybind on my Stream Deck to save the vertical thing wasn't working, so I had to press it manually. Might be a good clip, who knows? I'll look at it later. But yeah, the nighttime looks really good in the Crew Motorfest. Like, all the graphics in general look great. We'll have to see what it's like. I would have streamed this or done this like earlier this week, but man, this week has been crazy. I think I said like a few times I was going to talk about what happened this week, and then I just never did. But yeah, Monday I had like, let me think. Monday I had an appointment. Tuesday I had Uh, Tuesday I was busy with other stuff, and I also had to coordinate on when I was going to have another meeting with my mom and my sister about stuff. So Tuesday was hectic. Wednesday, my mom tried this new medicine and had I don't know if it's an allergic reaction or just a side effect, but she actually got really sick and we had to take her to the ER. Don't worry, she's getting better now, but like pretty scary. And the day and two after, like, you know, she just couldn't eat really anything. So I sort of had to take care of her for a bit there, do some stuff around the house for her. And yeah, that's basically why my entire week was hectic and crazy. But now, you know, things are getting better. She's starting to get back to normal. And I can finally stream again. So hopefully, oh my goodness, that was a terrible turn. Hopefully I can get back, really get back into streaming. There was a chance I was going to stream yesterday. But one thing I was experimenting with as well was I wanted to see how OBS and my stream setup worked on my Mac Mini, which I've been experimenting with. And it actually got pretty good. Like, I think I can get to a point where I can use my Mac Mini for my stream, for like streaming and encoding everything, and then I can use like my gaming PC solely for like putting all the horsepower in my gaming PC towards the game. However, there's two problems with that. The first is getting audio for OBS on Mac is pretty different than it is on PC, so I need to download and install a separate add-on for OBS to capture like audio correctly. Everything else seems to work. Like the vertical add-on I have for OBS works, so I can do basically everything on OBS that I can in on Windows. My webcam's a bit dark, but I think I can apply some filters to that to basically get it to be as good. So I think I can do it with some setup, and I would obviously need to test a bit to make sure that it can record and at the quality that I want and stream at the same time. But there's also the problem of capturing my gameplay when I stream on, or when I play a game on my PC. So I have a capture card, and you know, I tested it with my Xbox and it works perfectly fine. Like, everything's set up and good. But the thing I'm having trouble with is what happens if I am streaming and encoding stuff on my Mac and I want to capture a game that I'm playing on my PC. That's a bit weird. I looked into like, can I duplicate my displays in like the Windows settings? And the answer is yes. However, my main monitor that I use for games is a 144 hertz monitor, and the monitor I would need to capture gameplay on in order for the footage to appear on my Mac is 60 hertz. And basically, if I want to duplicate the screen to capture it, I would basically just need to run both my monitors at 60 hertz, which is less than half of what this monitor is capable of, which makes things not as smooth and not as good, and it kind of defeats the purpose of saving all the power on my PC for a game. I think if I run the OBS version or the Windows version of OBS and then have a preview to that monitor, maybe that could work. But it's confusing, you know? Like, I'm using the Windows version of OBS right now to capture my game, and I used it moments ago and on other streams to capture like my desktop and Windows games. So if I had this version, the Windows version of OBS open, and I just captured my desktop, my main desktop monitor, and then I set the preview to the monitor that I have, that I'm capturing with my capture card, then I could possibly capture it on my Mac without having to deal with 60 hertz on my 144 hertz monitor. But then I'm having like two versions of OBS open on two different systems. I mean, it wouldn't be recording or streaming anything on my PC, so it would still be a decent performance boost, but it would be like, I still have to have that program open. It would still be a bit more complex. And all of that for what? For BattleBit? For Team Fortress 2? Like, I play some pretty old games and pretty not that demanding games on PC that my PC can just run while I'm streaming anyway. So it seems like it would just add a lot more complexity than would necessarily be worth it. It's complicated to think about. And it could be done. And the other benefit to it would be that I wouldn't have my gaming PC on when I'm streaming like a console game like this. So rather than having my big, beefy PC running while I'm effectively not doing anything on it except for streaming, being able to turn that off and just do streaming on my Mac Mini where it uses less power, where it makes less noise, and it generates less heat, that would be the biggest benefit from it. Because it wouldn't get super hot in here when I don't have the AC on, and it wouldn't make as much noise, so I wouldn't really need like filters for my mic as much. I'd still probably need it, but not as badly. And it would definitely use less power, presumably. Probably not when I'm playing a PC game, because then I'd have my Mac Mini and my PC on. So I don't know. I'm sort of thinking about whether or not I actually want to do that, or just keep everything on my PC as is. So I've been experimenting with that a bit, just starting yesterday. I could have possibly streamed yesterday if I wasn't like so focused on that, but it's not a big deal. So, and I decided to like, you know, last minute last night, just switch everything back to my PC. Just because, you know, I've already got everything like set up and good to go, you know. I don't need to worry about my microphone on there and stuff. That's the other thing about the stuff on Mac. Like the programs for like my microphone and for my webcam and my mouse and keyboard, they exist. But some of them don't have the same amount of functionality as they do on PC. It's much better than when I tried Linux. Like, Linux doesn't have, like, anything from the stuff I use. But for Mac, like, the program for my microphone works, but it basically doesn't really do anything. Especially if I'm using OBS. If I'm using OBS, then I can just apply whatever filters I want to my microphone there. And so there's really not much of a point to having it installed, to having the software for my microphone installed on the Mac. The only thing I noticed was that there was, like, when I use the software, it had 2 bars, and when I don't use the software, it's 1 bar. So I'm wondering if my microphone just uses like a mono sound frequency instead of stereo, and you need the software for stereo. But I kind of hope that's not the case, and I can't tell a difference because, well, let's get to this next step and then I'll elaborate more. The drive out west took its toll on my double R, and it was nearly dead. Then I heard of a pristine 1968 double R being sold by a garage owner in Fresno named Ramon. Do all my Plymouth vendors go by Ramon? So we need to go to Fresno, which is in California. Let's see, there's buildings in the background. It's near an intersection, and it looks like a parking lot. Is this Fresno? Yeah. I'll need to take another look at the picture. Actually, wait, is this it? Oh. Oh yeah, the walls just didn't render in until later. So, I'm pretty sure that's it. Towers in the background. Yep, that looks like it. Yay! And only 10 miles away. Sweet. Anyway, as I was saying, the other disadvantage to having my Wavelength software installed on my Mac is that Mac OS will constantly have this little light on my desktop. It'll have this little dot to like signal that your microphone is in use. And you know, that sounds like a good thing, you know? You want to know when your microphone is being used and when it's not. You know, it makes sense from a privacy standpoint. You know, you don't want a program to use your microphone without you knowing it's using your microphone. However, if the program using that microphone is software specifically made for your microphone, I think you should be able to like whitelist it or something, saying, hey, this program is always going to use my mic 24/7 no matter what. Not because it's recording, but because it's literally software for the microphone. So it's I'll have this little, it's like a notification symbol almost in the top right corner of my screen, 24/7, because macOS is telling me that, hey, Wavelength is using your microphone. And it's like, yes, I know. It's supposed to use my microphone. It's the Wavelength software. It's specifically made to run with my microphone. You don't have to alert me about that. But the annoying part is that that notification will show up even if I'm in full screen mode. That's the kicker. Like, even if I'm playing a game in full screen, or if I'm watching a YouTube video in full screen mode, I'll just have this little orange dot in the top right hand corner of my screen to let me know that my wavelength software is using my microphone. It's like, thanks, but I know you don't need to tell me that my wavelength software from my Elgato Wave 3 is in use, you know? So I sort of hope that I just don't need that software installed, or if I could at least get rid of the orange dot. Like, you can click on it and stuff, it'll tell you what program is using your microphone. Again, I understand why they're doing it, I understand why it's a thing, but let me toggle whether or not, like, a certain program gets that alert, because I don't need you to tell me 24/7 that my wavelength software is using my microphone because it's meant to run alongside the microphone. Jeez. Anyway, that's the other thing I need to worry about is desktop audio isn't really captured naturally on Mac, so you need a third-party app to install to do that, which is whatever. And then the software I have for my microphone is at worst or at best does nothing, and at worst just puts like a constant orange dot on my screen from macOS telling me that my microphone's being used. So it's like, I kind of hope that I don't need it. But I'll need to do some more experimentation to tell for sure. And I don't even know if I want to do more experimentation, to be perfectly honest with you, because I don't know if it would be better for me to do all of my streaming on my Mac. At least when I'm playing games on Windows. If I'm just, if I'm streaming a game from my Xbox and my Mac is doing the encoding, that's fine. Both of those devices are more power efficient than my PC, and so I'd probably save electricity, and the money that, you know, would go towards the electrical bill. I'll generate less heat because I don't have a big giant PC turned on generating heat. It'll be quieter because the fans on my PC won't be running because it's turned off. And it'll probably be easier to record audio. I just hit my mic. Because everything's quieter and cooler. So, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with when I'm deciding if I should use my Mac Mini as like a dual PC setup or not, you know? Anyway, next step. I bought the vintage Plymouth, but one must be faithful to our first love. I pimped up my old double R using the new one and became a cook at Ivory Taco on Fisherman's Wharf. Be faithful to your first love. Okay, that's weird, but okay. Travel from Fresno to Ivory Taco located on the Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. So it looks like buildings, docks, Golden Gate Bridge in the background. There's that little thing that looks like a C. San Francisco. So it looked like it was like right about here. Yeah, Ivory Taco, there it is. Yep, that looks good. Lavish life user problems. I mean, this isn't even, I don't know. I've talked about how I got this Mac Mini before. Like, it's just the base model M1 Mac Mini. It was used on sale. I got it for like $200 off. Since you're so rich, you should go to the Apple CEO and say they need to change that. Nah, I'm good. I'll just hit up my homeboy Tim Cook and tell him, hey, yo, Wavelength software is cool. You should just ignore it on macOS. I'm sure he'll be cool with that. I mean, to be fair though, you know, all this experimentation with my Mac Mini and Mac OS makes me pretty confident that if something happened to my gaming PC, if it just burst into flames or whatever, then I would probably still be able to stream just fine with my Mac Mini. Like, honestly. Would I not be able to play TF2? Sure. But I could still play Gary's mod, I could still play any of my Total War strategy games, I could still stream all my Xbox stuff. Like, I could still do a lot of things. Just with, you know, cheap $400 Mac Mini, you know? I mean, that was the thing too, like, for the price I paid for it, it's very capable. You would think that, you know, a $400 computer with 8 gigs of RAM wouldn't be able to do much, but here we are. Here's the real question, is Mac better than Windows? For gaming, no. There's still a lot more gaming you can do on Windows than I think most people would give macOS credit for. But, I mean, like for everyday use, like emails, watching YouTube, my controller batteries are low. What? I had it plugged in. How's my batteries low? I literally had it charging just before the stream, and I unplugged it just before I went live. How are my batteries low? Was my cable not plugged in? What? I would say macOS is basically just as good as Windows in basically every single way, except for gaming. There are still titles that you can't play on macOS. But for like every other aspect, I think is just as good. You just get used to it. Like, the thing that I didn't hear anyone really talking about is like the X buttons to like close a window, you know? The close window button is like on the top left of the window instead of the top right of the window, like it is on Windows. You know? So it's like, there's little things like that that you just need to get used to, but it's fine. You really aren't going to miss too much, I think. There we go. Let me see. Controller? Hello? Why is my... Okay, one sec. I need to see if this is plugged in. Plugged into the wall. It looks like it works. Yeah, the charge symbol's there. Hmm. Well. Actually, let me get back into the game so it doesn't kick me. Um. Luckily, every pro streamer has a spare 12 foot long USB-C to USB-A cable. So, I plug this in on this end. And now I can bring my controller all the way over here, plug it in. There we go. There's a chance I would have been able to plug this into my computer too, but I think then it would have tried to connect to my computer and control the stuff on my PC instead of my Xbox. But yeah, it works. It's charging, as you can see in the hub here. In the top left. Or the top right, I mean. Pro streamer moment. Let's go. Lesson of the day, always have a spare 12-foot USB-C to USB-A cable lying around in case your controller dies. That is legit a pro streamer moment, Hyper. My renovated old double R was truly a beaut. So when my boss named me manager of the restaurant he was opening in Seattle, next to the waterfront, I wonder if he was rewarding my hard work or my cool car. Oh yeah, for sure. He made you a manager just because you have a cool car. He would be an awful manager if that was the case. So Seattle near the water, brown building next to the highway. Is that it right there? It literally says waterfront is the district. Yeah, that looks like it. Ivory Taco. Neil finds out his controller's dying and pulls out a big ass cable. Yeah. I do have like a spare controller, but it's just the Xbox One controller. And honestly, that's probably not even charged, so. You know what I originally bought this cable for? It was for my Stadia controller. Because when Google Stadia was still a thing, you couldn't use the Stadia controller wirelessly to connect to your PC if you wanted to play a PC game with the controller. And so I bought this long cable so that I could use my Stadia controller on my PC while I was in my recliner. And ever since Stadia died and they made it possible to connect with Bluetooth, I haven't had a use for this cable, but I mean, hey, USB-C is popular and there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be plugged in with USB-A, so it's like, why not have an extra cable like that lying around, right? And hey, I can charge it while I'm playing, so there you go. Gaming on the recliner, talk about the lavish life. Yes, playing away from a computer screen is lavish. No one else in the world has a recliner unless they're a billionaire. In all seriousness, though, I think that the reason I have some of this stuff is because, solely because I've been able to, you know, I have the knowledge of where to find good deals on some of this stuff. You know, like my Mac Mini. Most people don't know about Amazon Warehouse. Most people probably don't know that you can buy used stuff on Amazon at a good, like, discount that's just as good as brand new items. And yet, here I am, having bought, like, you know, a table, a recliner, and a Mac Mini for saving myself, like, hundreds and hundreds of dollars just because of that simple fact. I'm not stacked. Most people have tables. Most people have chairs. We're not talking diamond encrusted tables here, you know? Like, it's still tables that you have to put together. I didn't have a butler put my table together. Though, to be honest, it probably helps that, you know, I mainly eat peanut butter and jelly. And, like, buy clothes, like, twice a year, if that. Heck, most years it's probably just once a year. I just buy, like, 5 simple shirts, and then I'm good. I actually started watching some of Asmongold's videos. He's a Twitch streamer who also makes, like, YouTube stuff. He's sort of like, he lives sort of the way I imagine I would live if I had, like, millions of dollars, you know? Like, he doesn't live in a mansion. He still lives with his parents because, you know, why just live by yourself in an empty house, you know? It just doesn't make sense. He doesn't, like, go out and eat like massive steaks every now and then. He, like, stays home, eats normal food, lives with his parents, buys regular clothes. Like, I mean, what else do you really need, you know? Next part of the story. But Seattle had a rain issue for my double R. It was a convertible, but driving in sunny places, I didn't know the top leaked. So back to San Francisco and Chili's heaven on the central waterfront. What? English is hard, okay? You probably live in a mansion and have 30 diamond watches that you don't even use. No. I used to have, actually I think I still have a cheap Android watch that basically only gives you, like, notifications. I hate watches. I hate how they feel around my arm. It feels like it's being squeezed too much. And before that, the watches I did have were, like, the $20 digital watches you'd find at Walmart. That was back when I was in school, where before the days of smart watches even existed. Anyways, San Francisco, bunch of yellow cranes. Where are the yellow cranes at? Hello, yellow cranes? Are you here and not rendered in? Ah, here's the yellow cranes. Chili's Heaven. I think this is it. That looks pretty good. Yeah. I mean, really, if you've got a PC, a console, if that's what you like, clothes and food, I mean, what else do you really need? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't care to try that speed trap. You don't need to show it to me. It's almost as if I just want to drive down the road and not go for the speed trap. Oh, and Hyper, you want proof that I don't live in a mansion? Like, explain the ambulances, the sirens, and like the bikers that rev their engines outside my house. Explain that. You ain't getting those noises in like a gated community or something. Oh, it's just my buddy, Bill Gates, taking his motorcycle out for a spin. It's just Jeffy B being a volunteer firefighter. A lot of people don't know that about him. I mean, hey, I guess you could, I guess, you know, I'm still very fortunate, you know, where if like $1 million just landed in my lap, fell from the sky, you know, there wouldn't be, I wouldn't immediately have something to like spend it on. Like, would I buy a car? I mean, maybe I'd get like, I don't know, a Tesla or something, maybe. Or just get like a smart car. Honestly, I'd probably be fine with just like, just a low maintenance smart car, you know? I don't really go on highways and drive across the country, so Honestly, just one of those little, like, smart cars just going around town would probably be fine. But I mean, what would I get? Like another PC? Like, I've got a decent PC. I don't really play games too much on it. I've got an Xbox that I play games on. Would I buy more games? I mean, I guess, but I've already got lots of games to play, and I don't know. Next one. Would I get a different place? No. I'm happy where I am. I think it would be kind of lonely just moving into a mansion by myself, so why would I just move, you know? Would I take more trips? Maybe. I don't know. Like, that's the thing, like, as I get older, I realize that if I'm going somewhere, I want to have something to do, you know? Like, I don't want to go to a place and then just do nothing, you know? I want something to do in the location I'm going to. So, presumably I would, but there really isn't a place that I would want to go to, like, immediately, you know? Because I'm already in the best place on earth, am I right, brothers? America! Anyway, next part, looking for the best new top for my double R. I was told the owner of the owner of a barbershop in LA was the go-to guy. Not being too good for my baby, I drove all the way down to this Bellflower neighborhood. English is tough, okay? Traveled from San Francisco to the barbershop in Bellflower, Los Angeles. There's a big tower, some colored buildings, city in the background. If my knowledge of GTA is correct, then it looks like it would sort of be towards the southern part of the city. These clouds don't really help. Is there a Bellflower? Yeah, Bellflower. Here it is. So, city was in the background. Well, here's some colored buildings, but I need to take another look. Yeah, this image almost looks like a mirrored version of that, so I don't think that's it. Bellflower. It's Bellflower with the city, like, on the right side. So it's sort of looking at it from this angle. That's Cyprus. Here we go. So the city's on the left side. We got the colored things. Now, barbershop. Is this it? This right here? Alright. Can I see the cranes, for example? Or that other colored building? Yep, there's the cranes. There's the other colored building. That's the barbershop. We found it! Yay! You should go to Dallas and look at the Holocaust Museum. I think I went to Dallas at one point. Like when I was a little kid, I think my dad had a business meeting in Dallas. And we flew out with him. We went to some sort of museum, but it wasn't a Holocaust museum. All I remember about it is that we watched like a movie or like a little film in this museum, and it talked a little bit about snakes, and then at the end of the film, like some bars in the seats like jumped up underneath your seat to make it feel like snakes were underneath you and were like surprising you or whatever. I remember hating that. Ugh, it's like they're talking about snakes on the movie, and then suddenly, bam, you get like surprised in the rear from these like bars that spook you. I don't know if that was Dallas especially, or if that was like Austin. It might have been Austin now that I think about it. I don't know. It was a long time ago. You know, the more I think about it, the more I'm confident it was Austin. Other than that, I think I've only been to like Dallas, Fort Worth, like the airport, for like connecting flights, but that's about it. We used to go on a lot more trips when I was a kid. Well, there's many museums here. I bet. I'll still say hands down the best trip I went on was Washington, D.C. back in 2015. And again, maybe it's because I just really love having stuff to do when I go places. Well, like, we met both our senators. We went to on a tour of like a Capitol. We're actually supposed to go on like a little group tour with, through our senator's office. Because, sometimes they'll have their aides like give you tours around the Capitol. And we were supposed to go with this other group, but the other group didn't show up, so we basically got our own private tour of the Capitol, which was cool. Went to the Washington Monument, took a tour of the Supreme Court, because, it's right across the street from the Capitol, which I don't think many people know. Library of Congress, the National Air and Space Museum, the Smithsonian. I think that the National Air and Space Museum is part of the Smithsonian, right? I'm not entirely sure on that. Lincoln Memorial. We were there for like a week, so we got to see quite a bit. The only thing we really didn't get to see was like, we didn't get to go on a tour of the White House. But that's because you need to plan out like 8+ months, I think, at the time. You needed to call in advance to like have a chance of getting a tour of the White House. Because, it's the place everyone wants to see when they go to DC, But still, they have a public place in front of the White House. You can go out and walk in front of the White House and stuff. So we did that. Can I get off this beach, please? Yeah. Is this... That's literally the player house that you get in LA. I didn't even know we were next to that. What a coincidence. Oh yeah, and we also went to the National Archives. See the Declaration of Independence. That was cool. I even got like a Declaration of Independence poster. And it was interesting because, you know, they're big, so you can actually have them mailed to you instead of like given to you right there. Which is pretty good business move. It lets them sell a lot more merch and then just ship it to your house. But I never opened it. I don't know why. I just remember I still need to finish Star Wars. Yes. You just need to finish, well, I don't think you've seen the sequel trilogy, the new ones. But out of the first 6 movies, I think you still need to finish the 3rd one, right? Next story step. Believe it or not, the parts were back in a small garage west of the aircraft cemetery in Nevada. Another long drive back east this time to work with Manolo. See, all Plymouth people are not named Ramon. Oh, okay, yeah. Travel to the garage west of Big Land's Airplane Cemetery. Look at what I need to find in the middle of nowhere. So, it's west of the Airplane Cemetery. Now, the Airplane Cemetery actually is pretty noticeable on the map here. Is this it? Yeah. This is much bigger on the map than it probably should be. Like, you can see it from quite high. So west of that, is it just this? Is this it? Manolo. That looks like it. It's like this random gas station here. J. Manolo. Manolo, yep, the name matches up. So can I see, does it have those like little trails on the mountain? I like to make sure before I head out because this is like a significant ways to drive. And I don't want to like end up on the area next to it. Oh, you know, I think I was seeing like these little dirt spots instead of like paths. But that does make sense and the name does line up, so I'll assume that's it. And then hopefully I don't need to look at it again. Let's see. For me, I need to watch. I'm pretty sure the Ahsoka series hasn't come out yet on Disney Plus. So, Ahsoka is like a side character in the Clone Wars animated TV series. And she's getting a live action series on Disney Plus as like her own thing. And she's with characters. The plot of the movie is like referring to characters in Imperials that are in the Star Wars Rebels show. So Ahsoka is kind of like, I would imagine, it's a show that really is more valuable to you. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's more important for you if you've seen those shows already, which I have, so. Because the plot of the series is going to be so much around these characters that are in the animated shows. Oh my goodness, another speed trap. Wow! I made it! I did the speed trap! I get $800! So I think that's coming out pretty soon if it isn't already. Hey Google, what's the release date for Star Wars Ahsoka? Oh, it's August 23rd. So I thought it was July for some reason. I thought it was very soon. I'm not sure if there's any other Star Wars content I need to watch until then. Though I still haven't watched Star Wars Resistance, which is a stylized animated show based off the sequel of events surrounding the sequel films. Which, you know, people don't like, but still want to watch. I'm just ramming into everything. That's fine. That's what I like about these stories, is you don't really need to be skillful. You just sort of drive to where you need to go. I think after this we have one more story step, and then we can customize whatever car we get. I've probably got parts regardless of what discipline car is in. But see, I wonder if like some of these cars are going to be super rare, because you'll need to have played the Crew 2 and you will have needed to complete this story from the Crew 2 to get it. I guess it's possible they could just put whatever this car is for sale in the Crew Motorfest, whatever in-game store they have, or however you get cars in the Crew Motorfest. But I don't know. I don't think they would just make every single car in the Crew 2 purchasable. Especially like motor pass cars, like stuff that you had to buy and pay for in order to get. But then again, would they like put the effort in porting all of those cars? I'm not sure. But presumably there are some cars that won't be in the Crew Motorfest, at least at launch. So I don't know, we might have to wait for some of those. I would imagine like the level of detail, and I just missed my exit. I would imagine the level of detail on the cars in the Crew 2 is still, you know, good enough to be ported into the Crew Motorfest. Though I don't know if like there's a new rendering engine or if there's a new lighting system that would, you know, make it so that you can't just port a car over from the Crew 2. But I mean, like, car models, like, it's not like a human face or like an animal where there's like a bunch of hair and stuff that, you know, gets dated and whatnot. This is just like a smooth surface, you know? Hey, random gas station. That looks abandoned, but apparently isn't. Alright. Final step. I saved enough to open a small restaurant in El Salvador and help my family. I exited the US where I had entered, leaving my refurbished double R west of El Paso. I'm sure she'll bring luck to a new driver. So you go through all this just to leave your car for a stranger or something? Okay, well. So, barn west of El Paso. Here's El Paso. They said it's west of El Paso. This is a barn west of El Paso. Is this it? Looks like there's some mountains nearby. There's a bridge on the right. Well, there's the bridge and there's mountains in the background. I think there's a good chance that that's the right spot. So let's go. Yeah, this car is probably not ideal for these types of roads where it's super narrow, easy to go off track. Well, it'll be fine. Wait, start at the aircraft cemetery. Why the aircraft cemetery? Oh, we go through the aircraft cemetery on our way there. Okay. Well, I could have fast traveled a little bit there then, but I'm going to try to find a place where I can legally watch Star Wars. I mean, hey, you know, I'm sure there's places where you can get, like, you know, DVDs or something. Like, the Star Wars movies, even the new ones, like, aren't particularly, like, brand new. You go on eBay or something, you could probably find them, like, super cheap if you don't want to pay for Disney Plus. Though, honestly, Disney Plus is still probably the best deal if you don't care about owning them. And I think Disney Plus has like a cheaper ad-supported version now, right? So I know you put it like legally in quotes, but honestly, you know, that might not be a bad thing to look into. Just getting the cheap version of Disney Plus. Hey Google, how much is Disney Plus per month? $7.99 for the basic version. Yeah, $7 ain't bad. That's for the basic ad-supported version, but I mean, I don't know how much the DVDs would go for, but I would imagine they would that it would still be more expensive to buy like used DVDs or whatever. than like a month of Disney Plus. Again, it depends on how much you intend to watch, you know? If you're just going for episode 3, then that's probably its own thing, but Star Wars Visions, that's it's sort of like non-canon versions. It's non-canon Star Wars, basically. It's where Disney basically went out and told a bunch of studios to, like, hey, make your own version of a Star Wars story in your own style. So they're just sort of like standalone episodes with different art styles made by different studios, and they're non-canon. They are cool. They are cool. I was trying to think of. They are cool episodes, though, so I guess that's fine. If you don't mind the fact that they're not canon, then yeah, they're good. Some of the episodes could be canon, but some of them are definitely not. I'll just say that. If you want something that's canon, then what was it called? Star Wars. Oh no, Tales of the Jedi, I think it is. Those are sort of standalone, not completely standalone, but those are sort of similar, but they're all made by Disney with the same art style, and they are canon. It's not like a full-on TV series with, like, you know, 20 episodes per season or whatever. I think there's like 6 episodes out right now. But they give you more backgrounds on the on some of the characters you see in the movies, and those are canon. So Plymouth. I'll probably never use that car, but you know what? Let's trick it out anyway. Like, I think a couple of those episodes are based around Count Dooku, which, you know, you mainly see in episode 2 and a little bit of episode 3. But he's also, you know, prominent in the Clone Wars animated series. But you get, like, some background for his character and stuff, too. Just as an example. I'm watching Star Wars right now. Cool face. Nice. Actually, wait. I put in the emote thing. So does it, like, pop up on screen when emotes are put in here? Let me see. Hey, so they do work. Yeah, I got that working just before today's stream. I'm going to need to take a minute to find this thing. Is the brand Plymouth or? It is. I got the Plymouth Roadrunner, and then this is a special version of the Roadrunner. All right, so I have some parts for it. Not as many as I thought, but Enough to fully deck it out. Can I put livery on this? Ooh. And then just classic black. We got police cars. There's actually a good amount of custom liveries on here. I kind of like the default color though, the green. Do I have any tires that look particularly good with this? Not really, so we'll do the smooth stretch tires. Smooth stretch asphalt. There we go. I knew I wasn't crazy. And then we'll put just some green smoke on it. Well, you know what? These sparks might not be bad either. You know what? I'll try out that smoke. Then maybe the Aurora Borealis smoke. And then just green nitro. This sort of nitro looks good too. That looks good. That one looks good. I do like the simplicity of like this one. The color is also a bit odd. It's not like perfect. If it was a little more green, then maybe. I do like this. So it's either that or just the standard green underglow. I think this one looks better. I don't really like any of these window tints, to be honest. Now you just get dark window tints. I'll do the bear roar for now.
Damn! Wow! Damn! Damn!
You know what? I'm using that one.
Ugh. Pause.
I like the dam. The dam one. Rooftops. I don't know if I have anything that really fits. Yeah, not really. I think that looks pretty good though. I kind of want to see how the smoke looks. That looks nice. It's weird because it's a lowrider, so like moving the stick like moves it up and down. I like how the smoke behaves, but it's not the right color. I want it to be more green. Oh. I didn't even realize that it had that the music had gone onto a different video. Oh well. Let's see, smokes. Let's try the Aurora Borealis. Ooh. That looks nice. Yes. That looks pretty good. I like it. Real quick though, let's see what the Sparks one looks like. Is it the right color? It is more subtle, but the only thing is the Aurora Borealis isn't quite the right color. But I do think it's much more noticeable than the Sparks. So you know what, we'll go with this. There is more blue in it, but I do have blue on my car as well, so it's not completely out there. The Nitro I should probably change though. Nitro is too blue. Colored ribbon. Ice vortex. I'm not gonna lie, even though the color isn't exactly right, I kind of like how this looks. This one's probably too blue. It's okay. I think that one's a bit too green. And we'll go back to the other one. I think this one's fine. It looks cool along with the rest of this. So there we go. We got another card that will be customized. That's customized and head into the Crew Motorfest. Assuming that this is one of those ones. It seems weird that you can push the car up like this when you're driving. I don't know. I'm not much of a lowrider type of guy. I mean, look, it goes up, it goes down, the other side goes up, the other side goes down. I mean, yeah, it's a lowrider, yay. Woo! All that work for a special lowrider that I'll never use, yay. So let's see, the question is now what? We still have 3 stories we have to do. Though, I think we should save the stories for another day, since that took so long. We'll do like a few activities, I think. Just as a break from the mindless driving, you know? Speed tool. There might be a corner where it's better to just ram into it rather than slow down. It's a very narrow track. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking after this we do some Hitman. Maybe we'll do like 1 or 2 more of these races and then switch over to some Hitman. Some hitting of men. Freelancer? I don't know. I do like my kill everyone challenges. Actually, do I have Hitman 3 installed on my PC? If so, I might try a Kill Everyone Challenge on PC. It'll be like my first use of having bought Hitman 3 on PC with my Stadia stuff transferred. Yeah, I'm not really feeling this race, to be honest. It's not... I don't like how narrow the race lines are. Or the track is, I mean. It just feels too congested. Alright, nice. You know what? I said that we would do a couple more races, but I kind of really just want to see if I have Hitman installed. And then just go from there. Aren't you screaming and running into a wall? Oh, that's what it was. I didn't know what you were talking about when you first said that. Let's see. Do I have Hitman installed on my PC? I do not. You know what? I think I uninstalled it because it was taking so long for me to like try it out on PC that I just said forget it and uninstalled it. So, oh well, we'll do the Xbox version today, and maybe we'll try the PC version with some of the other ones tomorrow. The thing is, I love kill everyone challenges, but on Xbox, there's quite a few of them that cause you to just crash. And so maybe we'll try some of them on PC another day, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my BRB screen. I think I'm going to try something different with the VOD. Like on the VOD side, I'm going to end the recording here and then have this just be the crew 2, and then I'll upload a separate video with the Hitman part of the stream. So if you're watching on YouTube, like, sub, follow me on Kick. That's where I'm live right now. Follow. So yeah, 1 second. Let's switch over here. Going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll be playing Hitman.